Listen to me very carefully. What I'm about to share with you in the next 15 minutes will completely change how you think about pain, aging, and the power your body holds to heal itself. I've spent decades studying ancient wisdom and modern science, and what I discovered about these 8 specific foods will shock you. But here's what matters most. Stay until the very end, because the final insight I share will be the most powerful thing you hear today. It's something most people will never understand about their own body's hidden potential. Ancient wisdom. You know what breaks my heart? Watching people accept pain as inevitable. Watching them surrender to swelling, to stiffness, to the lie that aging means suffering. But here's what the ancient masters knew that we've forgotten. Your body is not your enemy. It's not failing you, it's speaking to you. Every ache, every swollen joint, every moment of discomfort is your body's desperate attempt to communicate something profound. I want you to understand something that will shake you to your core. The inflammation in your legs, the stiffness in your joints, the pain that wakes you at night. This isn't random. This isn't just getting older. This is your body crying out for something it's been deprived of. Something so fundamental that without it, every system begins to break down. Think about this for a moment. When you were young, you could run, jump, play for hours without a second thought. Your body was flexible, strong, resilient. What changed? Did you suddenly become weak? Did your genetics betray you? No. What happened is that slowly, gradually, your body stopped receiving what it needed most to maintain the very foundation of your physical existence. Hidden truth. That foundation is collagen, but not just any collagen. The specific bioavailable collagen that your body can actually use to rebuild, restore, and renew itself from the inside out. And here's what will blow your mind. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need complicated treatments. The most powerful collagen sources have been hiding in plain sight, in foods that our ancestors ate daily, foods that modern society has largely forgotten. Let me tell you something that might disturb you. The supplement industry has convinced millions of people that the answer to their pain lies in pills and powders. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Your body doesn't recognize synthetic collagen the same way it recognizes the collagen found in whole, natural foods. When you consume real food-based collagen, something magical happens. Your body doesn't just absorb it, it awakens. It remembers what it feels like to be strong, flexible, and pain-free. Deep connection. I need you to understand something profound about inflammation. It's not just a physical response, it's an emotional one. Every time you feel that swelling in your legs, that stiffness in your joints, your body is holding on to something deeper. Stress, unprocessed emotions, years of neglecting your own needs. All of this manifests as physical inflammation. But when you begin to nourish your body with the right foods, something incredible happens. You're not just feeding your tissues, you're sending a message of love, of care, of respect to every cell in your body. You're telling your body that it matters, that it deserves to feel good, that it deserves to move freely and without pain. This is why these 8 foods are so powerful. They don't just provide collagen, they provide healing on a cellular level. They remind your body of its innate ability to repair, to regenerate, to become strong again. And when your body begins to heal, something deeper begins to heal as well. First food, bone broth. Not the watery, flavorless liquid you find in stores, but real slow-simmered bone broth made from grass-fed bones. When you consume this liquid gold, you're drinking centuries of wisdom. Every sip contains the most bioavailable collagen your body has ever encountered, along with minerals that most people are severely deficient in. But here's what's really happening when you drink bone broth. You're connecting with something primal, something that every human civilization has understood until now. You're nourishing your body the way it was meant to be nourished. And your joints, your legs, your entire musculoskeletal system responds immediately. The collagen in bone broth doesn't just reduce inflammation, it rebuilds the very structure of your cartilage, your tendons, your ligaments. It's like giving your body the raw materials it needs to construct itself anew. And the minerals, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, they don't just support bone health, they support every single cellular process in your body. Second food, wild-caught salmon. Not the farm-raised fish that's been stripped of its nutrients, but real wild salmon that's lived its life in the ocean, accumulating omega-3 fatty acids and natural collagen that your body craves. When you eat wild salmon, you're consuming one of nature's most perfect anti-inflammatory foods. The collagen in salmon works differently than other sources. It's marine collagen, which means it's absorbed faster and more efficiently by your body. But more importantly, it's paired with omega-3 fatty acids that directly target inflammation at the cellular level. This combination is so powerful that many people notice a reduction in joint pain within days of adding wild salmon to their diet. Think about the life this fish lived, swimming thousands of miles, fighting currents, building incredible strength and resilience. When you consume this fish, you're not just eating protein and collagen. You're absorbing that life force, that vitality, that natural strength. Your body recognizes this and responds accordingly. Third food, organic eggs from pasture-raised chickens. These aren't the pale, nutrient-depleted eggs from factory farms. These are eggs with bright orange yolks, rich in collagen-building nutrients that your body desperately needs. When you crack open a real egg, you're holding one of nature's most complete foods. The collagen in eggs is found primarily in the membrane between the shell and the white. Most people throw this away, but it contains some of the most potent joint-healing compounds on the planet. But even without the membrane, the eggs themselves provide the amino acids your body needs to manufacture its own collagen. Here's something beautiful about eggs. They represent pure potential. Every egg contains everything needed to create life. When you consume eggs, you're giving your body the building blocks, not just for collagen, but for complete cellular regeneration. Your joints don't just feel better, they actually become younger at the molecular level. Fourth food, grass-fed organ meats, particularly liver. I know this might sound intense, but hear me out. Organ meats contain more collagen-building nutrients than any other food source. They're nature's multivitamin, packed with vitamins A, D, E, K2, and B complex vitamins that are essential for collagen synthesis. The collagen in organ meats is different because it comes from organs that were constantly regenerating themselves. Your liver, your kidneys, your heart, these organs are constantly rebuilding their own collagen matrix. When you consume organ meats, you're giving your body the exact nutrients it needs to do the same thing. But here's what's really powerful about organ meats. They contain nutrients that you literally cannot get from any other source. Vitamin K2, for example, is essential for directing calcium to your bones and joints rather than your arteries. CoQ10 supports cellular energy production. These nutrients work synergistically with collagen to create healing that goes far beyond what any single supplement could provide. Fifth food, leafy greens, particularly spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. You might be wondering how vegetables provide collagen, but here's the secret. They don't provide collagen directly. Instead, they provide the cofactors your body needs to manufacture collagen effectively. Vitamin C is the most important cofactor for collagen synthesis, and leafy greens are loaded with bioavailable vitamin C. But they also contain sulfur compounds that are essential for the cross-linking of collagen fibers. Without these compounds, your body can't create the strong, flexible collagen that keeps your joints healthy. The magic happens when you combine leafy greens with the other collagen-rich foods I've mentioned. The vegetables provide the vitamins and minerals needed to transform the raw collagen into the specific type your joints need. It's like having the perfect construction crew and the perfect building materials working together. Sixth food, citrus fruits, particularly the white pith that most people throw away. The pith contains bioflavonoids that are absolutely essential for collagen synthesis and maintenance. When you eat the whole fruit, including the pith, you're giving your body a complete collagen support system. Vitamin C from citrus fruits is different from synthetic vitamin C. It's paired with hundreds of other compounds that work together to support not just collagen production, but collagen stability. This means that the collagen your body creates lasts longer and performs better. But here's something deeper about citrus fruits. They're cleansing. They help your body eliminate the toxins and inflammatory compounds that break down collagen in the first place. When you consume citrus regularly, you're not just building new collagen, you're protecting the collagen you already have. Seventh food, Berries, particularly blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. These small fruits are packed with anthocyanins, powerful compounds that reduce inflammation and support collagen synthesis. But the real magic is in their seeds. Berry seeds contain lignans and other compounds that specifically target joint inflammation. When you eat berries regularly, you're providing your body with a steady supply of anti-inflammatory compounds that work 24/7 to reduce swelling and pain. The collagen-supporting nutrients in berries work differently than other sources. They don't just provide building blocks, they provide protection. They create an environment in your body where collagen can thrive, where inflammation is controlled, where healing happens naturally. Eighth food, garlic and onions. These aren't just flavor enhancers, they're medicine. They contain sulfur compounds that are absolutely essential for collagen cross-linking. Without adequate sulfur, your body cannot create strong, flexible collagen no matter how much protein you consume. But sulfur does something else remarkable. It enhances the absorption and utilization of all the other nutrients I've mentioned. When you include garlic and onions in your diet, you're not just adding sulfur, you're creating a synergistic effect that multiplies the healing power of every other food. Integration wisdom. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They try to add these foods randomly without understanding how they work together. But these 8 foods aren't meant to be consumed in isolation. They're meant to work as a system, each one enhancing the effects of the others. When you eat bone broth with leafy greens, the vitamin C in the greens helps your body absorb more collagen from the broth. When you combine wild salmon with citrus, the bioflavonoids protect the omega-3 fatty acids from oxidation. When you eat eggs with garlic, the sulfur compounds enhance the bioavailability of the amino acids. This is ancient wisdom that modern science is just beginning to understand. Our ancestors didn't eat these foods because they knew about collagen synthesis. They ate them because they worked. They ate them because people who ate these foods stayed strong, flexible, and pain-free well into old age. Deeper truth. But here's what I really want you to understand. This isn't just about food. This is about changing your relationship with your body. For too long, you've been told that pain is inevitable, that aging means decline, that your body is something to manage rather than something to nurture. These 8 foods represent a different philosophy entirely. They represent the understanding that your body is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. Every cell in your body wants to be healthy. Every joint wants to move freely. Every tissue wants to function optimally, but they need your support. They need your care. They need the right nutrition to do what they're designed to do. When you begin to eat these foods regularly, something profound shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's falling apart and start seeing yourself as someone who's healing. You stop accepting pain as normal and start expecting vitality as your birthright. Personal journey. I want to share something personal with you. Years ago, I watched my own teacher struggle with joint pain that doctors said was untreatable. He was told to accept it, to manage it with medications, to slow down and adapt to his limitations. But he refused to accept this. Instead, he went back to the ancient texts, back to the wisdom of traditional healing systems. He studied how our ancestors maintained strength and flexibility throughout their lives. And he discovered what I'm sharing with you now, that the human body has an incredible capacity for healing when given the right support. Within months of changing his diet to include these 8 foods, his pain began to subside. Within a year, he was moving with the grace and strength of someone decades younger. But more importantly, he had reclaimed his power. He had proven to himself that his body was not his limitation. It was his vehicle for expressing his fullest potential. Scientific understanding. Modern science is finally catching up to this ancient wisdom. Research now shows that dietary collagen is absorbed and utilized by the body in ways we never understood before. Studies demonstrate that specific nutrients can actually reverse joint damage, reduce inflammation, and restore mobility. But here's what the research also shows. It's not just about individual nutrients. It's about the synergistic effect of consuming these foods together regularly as part of a complete approach to healing. The people who experience the most dramatic improvements are those who understand that healing is not a quick fix. It's a way of life. The inflammation in your joints didn't happen overnight, and it won't disappear overnight. But with consistent, intelligent nutrition, your body can begin to heal itself in ways that will amaze you. The key is understanding that you're not just treating symptoms, you're addressing the root cause of inflammation and giving your body what it needs to rebuild itself. Transformation process. When you commit to incorporating these 8 foods into your daily life, here's what you can expect. In the first week, you might notice subtle changes. Maybe you sleep better, maybe you have more energy. These are signs that your body is beginning to respond to the increased nutrition. By the second week, inflammation markers in your blood begin to change, even if you can't feel it yet. Your body is working behind the scenes, using the nutrients you're providing to repair damaged tissues and reduce inflammatory processes. By the 4th week, most people begin to notice real changes in how they feel. Joint stiffness in the morning starts to ease. The swelling in their legs begins to reduce. They might find themselves moving more easily, sleeping more deeply, feeling more optimistic about their body's potential. But the real transformation happens over months. As your body accumulates these nutrients and begins to truly heal, you start to remember what it feels like to live in a body that supports you rather than limits you. You rediscover the joy of movement, the pleasure of being physical, the confidence that comes from knowing your body is strong and resilient. Emotional healing. Here's something most people don't understand about physical healing. It's deeply connected to emotional healing. When your body stops hurting, when inflammation decreases, when you start feeling strong again, something shifts in your entire relationship with yourself. You stop seeing yourself as fragile, as limited, as someone who needs to be careful all the time. You start seeing yourself as someone who's healing, growing, becoming stronger. This shift in self-perception affects every area of your life. You make different choices, you take different risks, you show up differently in the world. The foods I've shared with you don't just heal your joints, they heal your spirit. They remind you that you have the power to influence your own health, your own vitality, your own quality of life. This is incredibly empowering in a world that often makes us feel powerless. Daily practice. Incorporating these foods doesn't have to be complicated. Start your day with a cup of warm bone broth instead of coffee. Add wild salmon to your lunch twice a week. Include leafy greens in every meal. Snack on berries instead of processed foods. Cook with garlic and onions. Eat eggs from good sources. But remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about making choices that support your body's healing capacity rather than working against it. Every meal is an opportunity to either contribute to inflammation or to healing. Every food choice is a vote for the kind of life you want to live. The most powerful thing you can do is to approach this with reverence, with gratitude, with the understanding that you're not just feeding your body, you're loving it back to health. When you eat these foods with this mindset, the healing goes deeper than just the physical level. Final revelation. Now here's the final insight I promised you, the one that changes everything. Everything I've shared with you about these 8 foods, about collagen, about healing inflammation, it's all true. But the deepest truth is this: your body's capacity for healing is unlimited when you align with its natural intelligence. You see, your body doesn't want to be in pain. It doesn't want to be inflamed. It doesn't want to be weak or stiff or limited. Every single cell in your body is programmed for health, for vitality, for optimal function. The only thing standing between you and perfect health is the accumulated impact of choices that work against your body's natural healing intelligence. But here's what will transform your life. When you begin to make choices that support your body's natural healing capacity, not just with food, but with movement, with rest, with stress management, with love and respect for the miracle of your physical existence, your body responds with a level of healing that will astound you. The inflammation in your joints isn't just a physical problem. It's a message. It's your body telling you that something needs to change. And when you listen to that message, when you respond with the love and care your body deserves, the healing that follows goes far beyond just reducing pain. You don't just get your mobility back, you get your life back. You don't just reduce inflammation, you increase your capacity for joy, for adventure, for full participation in everything life has to offer. You don't just heal your joints, you heal your relationship with aging, with your own body, with your own potential. This is the truth that will set you free. You are not a victim of your genetics, your age, or your circumstances. You are a powerful being with an incredible capacity for healing, transformation, and renewal. These 8 foods are just the beginning. They're your invitation to step into a completely different relationship with your own body and your own life. The question isn't whether your body can heal, it can. The question is whether you're willing to give it what it needs to do what it's designed to do. Your joints, your legs, your entire body is waiting for you to make this choice. The only question is, what are you going to choose?